Now, I asked that question because there will be those who will then do the permutations and say that going by media reports, you seem to have some challenges in your relationship with some of your colleagues. Yeah. For example, the Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives is from Bauchi State. Yeah. And then you mentioned Misau. Incidentally, the senator, one of the senators from from Bauchi is also named Misau. And then the other two senators, I believe one is Senator Nazif. What's your relationship with them now? Because if one is to go by what one reads in the media, there have been challenges in those relationships.
You see, what you should consider is the governor contests election in the entire state. The entire state is the constituency of the governor. A senator, no matter how strong, represents only 1/3 of the state, if you like. But that is not it. I have always behaved as a father, as a leader, as far as the APC in Bauchi State is concerned. So I have been moving to bring back peace and harmony in the APC of Bauchi State, and success is coming, even though slowly. The Speaker is the #4 citizen in Nigeria, and there is no way a well-educated and cultured person will not respect that. And
then both of you are lawyers.
Both of us are lawyers.
So you must have also been meeting and
of course.
Fora.
So for that reason, of course, in politics there must be disagreements because it's an issue of interest.
Yes, you know, because some were saying that the fight started or the misunderstanding started because you got the impression that he wanted your seat.
No. That's very far from the truth. That's very far from the truth.
I'm quoting media reports.
No. Forget media will report things the way they want to report them, but that is not it. But the most important thing is that we are moving towards ensuring peace and harmony in APC in Bauchi State.
Now, that will be important if you're going to answer my next question, which is that the president says he wants a second term. Will you support him?
Yes, definitely. I am one of those people who have been agitating for him to have a second term, for the reasons I have alluded in respect of Bauchi State. In respect of Nigeria also, no matter what the doomsday prophets are saying, the president contested election on 3 pedestals of security, fight against corruption, and the economy. And it is only fair that we should judge him on those pedestals.
What's your view of him?
My view of him is that he has succeeded a great deal where the former government had failed. The former government that was receiving more money than him. For example, let's take the economy. When he came on board, the price of the oil, which is the mainstay of the economy, plummeted to 28 from over 100, which signified a drastic reduction in our revenue in Nigeria. Along with that came the recession in which Nigeria went into. And this recession, despite what any other person is saying, the former government saw it coming. They created all the conditions for recession. The then Minister of Finance, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, warned against a recession. The former governor of Central Bank, now the Emir of Kano, warned against this recession. All right? We went into recession. In less than 2 years, the policies of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, using his economic team, were able to get us out of recession. There are countries in Europe that have gone into recession for almost 10 years and have not been able to get out. Greece, for example. When the president took over, our foreign reserve was $27 billion. Oil plummeted to 28. The best oil had reached during the pendency of this government was 70. Yet, the same government has been able to build back this foreign reserve to 46, going up. I mean, if this is not proper economic management, I don't know how you manage the economy better. Yes, there are sufferings in the nations, but there must be suffering since we went into recession. The only thing is that coming out of recession signifies the sign of light at the end of the tunnel. And this is all alluded to the efforts of Mr. President. Fight against corruption. The president has been doing his best. He has been succeeding. There are a lot of impediments to the fight against corruption. For example, the utilization of even the resources that have been able to be recovered. You know, he cannot do it. He cannot sit in Aso Rock and decide he will use this money. The National Assembly has to make laws to pave the way for him to do that. Those laws are not forthcoming. So these are some of the things that are retarding the progress in the fight against corruption.
Some people have said that the fight, because you mentioned the fight against corruption.
Yes.
Some people mentioned that it's been selective, that most of the most high-profile people who have been arrested and put before the courts, all coincidentally, some would say, happen to be members of the opposition party now. And that there are some not so clean people within the ruling party who have not been touched.
We haven't seen
You're a lawyer.
Yes.
He who comes to equity
comes with clean hands.
What's your view?
My view is that we haven't come to the end of the fight against corruption. So the people should not conclude you are jumping the gun. I know, I am a member of the APC, I'm a governor. I know what is going on. I know that quite a number of APC big shots are being investigated. But you see, what the president has done is to warn against trial by newspapers. This was what was happening before. The moment a petition is filed against you, AFCC will go to press. But the current government has warned, never go to press in respect of anybody unless you have a prima facie case established against that person and you are prepared to take that person to court. Stop trial by cessation. So at the end of it all, Nigerians will realize that this fight is not selective. But those people who have perpetrated ills against the government and the people of Nigeria must be brought to book. And they are the ones who are saying it's selective anyway.
Now, I mean, the argument also is that lawyers have also formed part of the biggest impediments because they are able to help some of these suspects, because at this point, that's what most of them are, they are suspects. Use the technicalities of the law to evade trial or to prolong trial for so long that in some instances, witnesses die in the course of waiting to testify and so on. I mean, there have been cases before the courts that have lasted more than a decade, and they are still at the stage of pre-trial hearing because every contention goes all the way to the Supreme Court before it comes back. It's lawyers. You're a lawyer, you are in the NBA, you are also in the NJC, which incidentally you were in the NJC, which was which is the highest disciplinary body for judges. More recently, there were raids against judges themselves. Being a senior member of the legal profession, how do you read all this?
You see, the basic thing that people must understand is having a counsel of your choice when you are accused of perpetrating any criminal offense is a right that has been guaranteed to you. All right? So the lawyer does not have a choice. No matter how heinous your crime is, you are entitled to a counsel of your choice. And you are entitled to your day in court. This is our teaching. And that is why, if you look at it from the point of view of the man on the streets, he will judge this thing purely on the basis of morality, you know, and he will say this is wrong. This man has been seen shooting another human being, yet I will go to court attempting to defend him. That is because he is entitled to a counsel of his choice. And he's entitled to a lawyer, come what may. Even if he cannot afford it, the state must appoint a counsel for him. But that is not to say that there are no problems. The legal profession is a Nigerian creation. It can be devoid of some of the Nigerian the problems that bedeviling Nigeria.